want you to start your day with Dr. Sujay. We have a special guest today, Chef Daniel Thomas. Imagine you're a child and you're dreaming about what you want to be when you grow up. Some of us want to just jump double dutch and play crossword puzzles. But imagine wanting to cook for the President of the United States, and then that dream comes true. We have Chef Daniel Thomas, who's been the chef for the President of the United States, the 44th President of the United States, the Vice President, U.S. Senators, celebrities. Welcome to our set.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We're so delighted to have you. So you're a legend in your own time. Some are a legend in their own mind,
that.
but you're a legend in your own time.
That's definitely humbling for you to say that. Thank you so much.
Talk to us, 2008. It's the brunch for the President of the United States.
Oh, man.
And you are asked to be the one to prepare the meal. Talk to us about that.
That definitely, you're bringing it back. You're bringing it back. You know, it's definitely one of the most humbling experiences that I've ever had in my life. It was 2008. It was cold. It was, he was elected president during that time. And then 2009 came around. And it was in January. And it was, the mall was packed. I had to get into work at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Because security and the police, between the Secret Service and the Capitol Police, they had everything locked down early. And if you weren't in by a certain time, then you weren't going to get in.
Exactly. I was in the line at 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah?
Trying to get in with my purple ticket.
But getting inside the Capitol was just, you had to go through so many more. It wasn't just your regular. Now, it's a pretty intense security checkpoint, just getting into the Capitol as it is. But now that you have every last dignitary that you could think of that's going to be there, police was was super tight.
Talk to us about the invitation. How did you know? How did you get the news that you were selected?
Well, because the day happened, it was actually through God. I'll say it that way. And I hope I'm not offending anybody with religion, but I have to.
No, not at all. This is a faith show.
I have to let people know that it was through God, because it was actually the executive chef of the entire U.S. Senate hated Democrats and was saying that I would not ever cook for the President of the United States. That's a Democrat, And I said, well, that's unfortunate. And then the Lord said, well, and I said, and he was like, would you like to? And I said, well, I have to say I never usually bring race into it, but if you're going to have an African-American president, you have to have at least an African-American chef cook for him at least one time. And he said, yes, I would like you to be the chef to cook for the president, the vice president, the first family, the second family, and other dignitaries like Aretha Franklin and who else was there? I think Patti LaBelle was there.
Yeah, it was major.
It was a lot of people.
It was a star-studded
It was a star-studded, but I only took care of, the major dignitaries and things like that.
Did he ever request for certain foods, or did you come up with a menu?
At that point, he did not.
Okay.
At that point, the menu was sent to me, and it was something that was requested. Now, again, I don't know if it was requested by him.
Okay.
But I knew, I did not come up with that menu. No.
Well, let's fast forward, because there were some menus that he did request that you were able to cook for him.
Correct.
Talk to us about meeting the first Black president of the United States.
Oh my gosh.
And being his chef.
Oh my gosh. I only got to cook for him when he came to the Capitol, but it was one of the most greatest experiences on earth. Actually, it was a funny story how the second time I met him, it was a week after inauguration. And I take care of all the Democratic senators and the Republican senators. So you had the Democratic caucus luncheon, and then you had the Republican caucus luncheon. And so the Democratic leaders, eat in this room over here. Republican senators eat in this room over here.
Yes.
And I had just finished talking to the Democratic senators and taking care of their food and make sure they were okay. And then the next thing you know, I went to the Republican side, and then you have to go through some of the reporters and trying to ask you questions, what are you cooking today, blah, 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 And then next thing you know, I walked in. Now, in that room, the only people that are allowed are the senators.
Yes.
Maybe a handful, maybe no more than usually 4 chief of staffs, but it's a senator-only event, one server and the chef.
Yes.
And so I was in there, and everybody was accounted for. Every senator was accounted for. And it was the greatest thing, because I walked in, and I just got the feeling it was years, that it took for, as an African American male, as an African American period, we were not able to even be inside the Capitol, much less be able to cook and talk and, talk to us.
So if you had to take one word and describe what you felt at that moment, Black president, I'm his chef, what did you feel like?
There's so many words that come, but I'll say humbled.
Wow. Do
Humbled.
you remember your menu that day?
During inauguration? I sure do.
What was it?
It was a poached salmon with a court bouillon, with brown rice and steamed broccoli. The girls, his daughters, had cheeseburgers with cheddar cheese.
Okay.
And barbecue sauce and extra crispy fries.
Wow, how wonderful.
And it was great. And
what did he say to you when you met him your first time?
Oh my gosh. He said, well, I can't say that. But what I will say the second time was during that time he came to the, so again, very quickly, he came inside the, I went to the Republican luncheon and everybody was accounted for. So I said, okay, well, next thing you know, the head senator had said, Daniel, go ahead and close the door. We're getting ready to get started. So I closed the door and the meeting had got started. So I walked in and, somebody was like, can I get some ice cream? I love my special. Everybody has like their special nuances. They want jumbo cookies or,
yes.
They're babies. I love it. And next thing you know, I went to the door and he said, well, the door kept jiggling and stuff. And I'm like, who is this coming in the door? And finally, they looking at me. I said, I didn't do it. So finally, I went over to the door and I opened. I'm like, who is this? And Mr. President, how are you? And I had to stand. And he was like, Daddy, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, hey, man.
Oh, I love it. Hey,
I said,
man. You got the hey, man.
Like my voice definitely reached a different octave.
Yes, I understand.
It was pretty good. It was pretty. I was like, hey, man.
Well, let's talk about faith
amazing.
In the midst of this. You mentioned faith, and when we mentioned race, my own Senate nomination was held up for 2 years because of some political stuff, but also because of race, because we have a first Black president. So as an African-American chef in the White House, what do you see about race these days, about people playing the race card? And then how did your faith play a role in your getting to where you are?
Well, I would say I was not a chef in the White House. I've cooked in the White House a number of times through the executive staff, the vice president and the president, for a lot of departures and stuff like that.
Yes.
I did going away parties and stuff like that at the White House that I was requested to be their chef. And they're like, and that was great. But my main experience was in the Capitol, cooking for senators and stuff. My faith is the only thing that got me through to where I am today. Okay. There was a lot of racism. There was a lot of discrimination. There was a lot of unequal treatment, defamation of character.
So what do you do? Where do you go when you're in that deep place, when you know you're gifted? I mean, the scriptures say your gifts will make room for you. You know you're gifted. You know you're strong. You know you're handsome. You know you've got the package.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And then you go and you hit this rock and this wall called racism. What do you do? Where do you go in that deep place? Do you pray? What do you meditate? What do you do?
Well, see, I just say thank you. All I can say is thank you because I'm glad that he's put me there.
Okay.
Because it is going to prepare me for what God has for me in the future. Okay. And so I just say thank you in advance because if I was not going through anything, then that means that I have nothing in store for me.
Exactly.
But that means he's not preparing me for anything. So that means that because I am going through this racism, and the crazy part about it was never through the senators. It was never through the hierarchies. It was through my peers. And also, to be honest with you, it wasn't just Caucasians and Spanish, it was our own African-American people.
That's when it hurts the most, actually.
Who, because I was young, didn't want to call me chef.
Yeah, yeah.
There was another Caucasian chef that was there, and they would say, yes, chef, right away. But with me, hey, man, you guys can do something. And I had, you had to be,
I know that road.
Some foot to butt movement is what I call it.
That's when it's most painful. So, you're young, but you obviously had some role models as you went along. Who were some of your role models?
Oh, my dad. My dad, I'm adopted. A lot of people don't know that I'm adopted, but I don't call it adoption. I call it being blessed. Yes. Because if you look at it, this is a Christian show. My mom came from all the way over here. My dad came from all the way over here. God brought them together and I was all the way over here, and now I am where I am today.
But you've been so blessed, and now you've
ma'am.
presently finished a multinational city tour.
Yes.
Who else was on this tour with you?
Oh man, Fantasia.
Oh my goodness, Benino? That's my girl Fantasia, who won American Idol.
Ever.
Oh, that's my song. Okay,
I'm trying to tell you. You know what?
Okay, who else was on this?
Eric Benet.
Oh my goodness. Was Martha Stewart part of that?
No, Martha Stewart. That was, so what I did was, the tour that I went on, they had me as a celebrity chef for all these huge expos, and you would have all these big names on stage. It's so different because I cook for so many celebrities and things like that.
Right.
That, when you're behind the scenes, it's one thing, but then next thing when they're calling your name, you're sitting at the tunnel.
You're the celebrity.
Yeah, you're sitting at the tunnel of the arena, that hallway, and you can hear them, and next thing you know, they say, Chef Daniel Thomas. Oh my God! And everybody loses it. Like it wasn't like a a golf clap. It was a I said, thank you, God. I had to do a shout, and I'd get up on stage, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, screaming and stuff. And I was actually just in Cleveland, Ohio, and I was with Martha Stewart, and I was with Marcus Samuelson, and Tom Colicchio from Food Network, and I was actually one of the head judges for all the events that was there. They had me as a celebrity chef and a celebrity chef judge as well. And it was crazy because everything I'm doing was my dream,
Yeah, you're living your dream.
Yeah, going from cooking for, in a church, for a smaller group, he says be faithful over a few things.
Exactly.
And he just definitely enlarged my territory. And now, I'm sitting in front of working on a TV show and things like that.
So how old are you? In the 30-somethings?
No, I'm in my 20s.
Oh my goodness. You haven't even hit 30? Oh my goodness. You're like half our age. But we won't even tell my number, but that's all right.
How old are you?
Let's talk about your cookbook. Speaking of numbers, recipes for a new you. Healthy eating at its best. What inspired this?
Oh, man. A lot of people said it couldn't be done. They say when you go on tour, they say you have to have something to sell. You can't just
you have to
have a product.
That's right.
It's no. What are they going to see you? And then after that, they have nothing to go away with. And and I was like, well, I've been wanting to do one. And my brother is an author. My dad's an author and a pastor. And my brother's a minister and author. I mean, they all have books. And I was like, well,
I have to have one.
I might as well follow suit and come on in. So finally, one of my passions is healthy eating.
Yes.
Within the Senate, I manage the diets and health issues of senators, politicians, celebrities, the president, the vice president, and also cooking for any foreign president that came into the country to meet with John Kerry, Senator Kerry, and the Foreign Relations Committee. It's been an honor, cooking for the president of Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Mexico. So
the whole world has come to you.
The whole world has come, and I've got to feed all of them. And meet them and things like that. And it's just been an honor. And so that's where the book came from, to finally do some things. It has in there healthy recipes that it's not just healthy, it's a little putting the sexy back in the healthy eating, I should say, a little bit. And that's one of the things that we're doing right now with that book.
We're going to come back and talk about one of my favorite recipes in your book. The book is Recipes for a New You, Healthy Eating at Its Best. We're talking with its author and celebrity, Chef Daniel Thomas. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with Dr. Sujay, and it is my delight and joy to have with us Chef Daniel Thomas, a real winner, a celebrity. He was a celebrity chef for the U.S. Senators and up on the Capitol, but now he is a celebrity, really real. He's done the Black Expo tour all over the nation. He's been selected for TV shows, radio shows. He's getting ready to do his own TV show. We're so excited to have him. But he has a book called Recipes for a New You, Healthy Eating at Its Best. And I asked him what was his favorite recipe. And one of those is the favorite recipe for the President of the United States, President Barack Obama. Talk to us. What is that favorite meal?
So that favorite meal is something that captures the audience of the world. It's something that's it's just one of the most amazing recipes that's out there. It was the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That is like, what kind of bread?
Wheat bread.
Okay.
With the crust cut off.
All right.
And also cut little triangles.
What about, is it low-fat peanut butter?
No, see, that's a whole other topic.
Okay, we'll take that to another subject, okay? But it's healthy eating.
But it's
That's
healthy
my
eating,
favorite
yes.
sandwich, you know.
Oh, really?
I lived off of it as an ambassador,
I would love
actually.
to make you a peanut butter and jelly, because it's not just any peanut butter and jelly. I was so excited that I was dipping my hips as I was spreading the peanut. I mean, it got really, really
So
exciting.
you really put a whole lot of love into it?
I put a whole lot of love into it. It's not
Okay.
just your average PB&J.
Well, I want that. But my favorite recipe, as I look through here, was a banana pudding.
No, the rice pudding.
Rice pudding.
Yeah, the rice pudding.
Now tell me what you put in. Like in the South, they say, did you put your foot in it?
No. I actually had to do some testing because I had nails, I had hair, I had everything. Yeah, I put my foot, my ankles, my feet, everything.
What goes into your rice pudding? Can you tell?
I can tell you a little bit.
Okay.
Eggs, milk, sugar, rice. I like to use either arborio or basmati rice. I like to use regular white rice, things like that.
Really?
And I like to bake it as well. I put a little cinnamon. I put a little nutmeg to give it a little earthy tone flavor and things like that.
Now, you studied at one of the leading culinary schools in the world. I mean, you came with a gift of cooking and a desire to cook, but what was the culinary school you studied at?
I studied at the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're actually ranked #1 in the world.
Yes.
And it's they call it the Harvard of cooking, of
That's
culinary,
right.
culinary
It
arts.
is.
And it was a blessing. I knew I wanted to go there from the first moment. It was one of I didn't even visit the school when I applied. I actually went to Lewisburg College. When I graduated from high school, I had a 2.1 GPA.
Oh, my goodess.
I know.
Okay.
I had to pray. You
Okay,
see,
we had
I had
faith
I had
had
a
to come into
praying
this,
grandmother.
yes.
And so I 2.1, but I was always one of those hard workers. I just didn't have the same amount of smart that book smart that I had street smarts.
And you
I
had a
can sell water to a
passion
well.
for something that wasn't
Correct.
in those textbooks.
Correct.
And so now you've created your own book, and now people will learn from you all over the world.
And I'm looking forward to it. I've definitely loved touching lives. And when they get that look to say, wow, I can do this. I can eat healthy. I can make it. It really just, wow, I'm losing weight. I lost 20 pounds. Thank you so much. Oh, it eats me up.
Is the highest compliment for a chef when you come in and see the smile that they've enjoyed what you've prepared for them?
It's when you see the plate after they finish eating.
And that it's pretty empty?
And it's empty.
Yeah.
And you did your job.
Okay.
Especially, when you have that perfect portion. I'm all about portion control and
Yes.
moderation. But when it's tasty, so one of them is just the smile on the face. When they see it, there's 3 things. First is when they see it, and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to touch it. I love it when they say, I don't want to touch it. It's
Because your presentation is so
the presentation is beautiful. Presentation is everything.
I love
It's key.
presentation, yes.
I love making a gorgeous plate. All my staffers know, don't bring me a plate that doesn't look good. It's not sexy. It's not up to my standards. And I have very high standards when it comes to that. And then the second part is it has to taste good. So I want them, when they bite into it, I want them to close it.
And hear the grunts?
Yeah, that grunt, Lord, my Jesus
And start
God.
rocking from someone that's really good. They start rocking.
I want somebody to catch the Holy Ghost when they eat.
I understand that. So what's your favorite meal? You're a chef. What's your favorite meal
man.
to prepare? What's your favorite meal to eat?
They're not paying me for endorsements for this one, but I gotta say, Benihana's is my favorite restaurant.
Oh, mine too.
It's crazy because the thing is, I have to, I cook fancy for, clients all over the world, but it's something that sometimes I like simple. They put a little garlic butter, don't tell anybody on the show, but they put a little garlic butter, scallions, carrots, some chopped onion, egg, soy sauce.
Oh my gosh. And that little mustard.
And sesame seed. And that little mustard sauce that they have.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to tell you, I almost slapped somebody in the restaurant.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
pretty bad.
And what about preparing? What's your favorite meal to prepare?
To prepare. Now, just me at my house.
Yeah, you at your house, you with your family.
I can't be around family when I do this dish here.
Okay.
But I'm from Washington, D.C., so I love seafood. It's crabs.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a
In the
crab
hard
lover.
shell?
Yes, the Maryland blue crabs.
Oh my goodness.
You can't beat it.
Oh my
when
goodness.
I tell you, so we're gonna have a connection right here.
We have a
first. Are you
connection
ready?
right here. We
So-
have to move in with me because I'm a crab
yeah,
lover.
you ready?
Okay.
So
yes.
I steam my crabs, right?
Oh my goodness.
I then put them in the freezer for 4 minutes just so that it's not piping hot because you don't want to get sick. You don't want any food to kind of burn your tongue so
No,
bad.
that's right. That's
But
right.
then I make a sauce with mustard, mayonnaise, and one ingredient that I'm not going to tell you all today. But I will say this.
Oh, my goodness.
That when you take the first bite, you'll fall in love.
Oh, my gosh. I'm already in love, and I'm not even there.
You'll fall in love.
What is before love? What's that feeling? What is that called?
It's pre-love.
It's the anticipation of love?
It's the intimacy leading up to love.
Okay, I'm feeling it.
Are you feeling it?
Okay, yeah. So you're from Washington, D.C.
I am.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to McLean School of Maryland in Potomac, Maryland. Once I went to McLean School of Maryland, it opened me up to so many things. From
Your
there,
whole world opened up.
My whole world.
Exposure is really the difference between what people, the haves and the have-nots. It's what you're exposed to.
Correct.
So what's next for you? I mean, you're young, you're successful, you have access and success. What's next for you?
Wow, man, that was very well said.
Oh, you like that?
I like that.
Okay,
I like that.
thank you. Say it again.
I
You've
like
had
that.
success and access. What's
that was
next
very well
for
said.
you?
What's next for me? I'm working on a TV show right now. With Larry Law.
Okay.
Who is a videographer.
Yes.
And I'm also doing some more stuff with a production company out of LA.
Okay.
Who they've done movies like Rain Man.
Yes.
They have about 60 shows on, 60 reality shows or featured movies on the big screen. And I'm getting ready to start meeting with like Food Network and Cooking Channel and things like that.
I love it.
But the access is better because we have their network contacts, which are pretty major contacts.
Exactly. So you don't have to do all.
I don't have to do any work.
The platform has been built.
But the platform has been built. But now I get to use my access and connections with the CEOs and the top people who I've cooked for during that time to say, you know what, this is what I've been doing for you all. Look at me on TV. Check me out. Look at my smile. Do I have a good smile? Can I show you how to cook on TV? You guys enjoy it. Can the rest of the world enjoy it and things like that, but in a fun way?
I love it.
And it's just exciting.
And we're excited for you.
Thanks so much.
I mean, that's where you really should be, and the world is yours. There are no limits. I say take the limits off. I say not only think outside the box, just think outside. Take the limits off altogether because you've got the whole world at your fingertips.
But you know who I like to cook for?
Who? This ambassador?
Yes.
This ambassador would love to have some of your cooking. I'm going all over the world, but I just want a home cooked meal.
No, I take care of you. I would love to cook for you.
I do that too.
But I guess the top 5 would be Oprah Winfrey.
Oh my goodness.
I think just Maya Angelou. Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Brad Pitt.
Why Brad?
He's just a beast.
Okay.
He has so much swag on TV.
Yeah,
I try to get a Denzel walk on all the time. I try to get my walk is between Denzel and President Obama. I'm working on it right now. But Brad has like that. He has swag, and I think he's just one of the best actors out there.
Who's your 5th person? Number 5. Oprah, Maya Angelou, Brad Pitt. Denzel.
That's a good question. Okay. Denzel Washington, I would love to cook for. I would love to cook for.
Yeah, I could see you cooking for him.
But the thing is, just those 4 would just like.
What's on your bucket list besides cooking for them? Give me 3 more things on your bucket list, things that you haven't done that you hope you'll do.
Become the first trillionaire in America.
Whoa. Okay, I'm going to stay close to you. What's the next one?
I mean, it's either dream big or, go home.
That's it.
The next on my bucket list is to have probably the biggest TV show that's ever been out there. And that's not being cocky. That's just you have to dream for what you want.
Oh, without question.
And if you think that you have to speak it. If you just want a mediocre show, then speak that you just want it. But if you want the best show that's out there, you got to speak it, and then you learn from your mistakes. I'm so humbled when I have people that's in the industry that say, "Hey, maybe you can work on this." No problem. I'm not the kind of person, I will empty my cup out any day to let somebody put something in it if they can teach me something.
Joel Osteen says you have to say, I declare. You make the declaration of what you wanted. So you've declared in a big way, and you have to think big. So
the last person, real quick.
What is that?
Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Oh my gosh. Well, we can probably make that happen. I toured with him. He's one of the greatest men. I toured with God's Leading Ladies, and we did a multi-city tour, and it was just phenomenal. To be at his feet, to sit at his feet. My 3 favorite men are President Barack Obama, Bishop T.D. Jakes, and my dad, the late Wilbur T. Johnson. And now you're the number 4.
Did you hear that, America?
Daniel Thomas.
I'm number 4. Chef Dave Thomas.
Chef Daniel Thomas, a phenomenal man, a miracle man. Wonderful things have happened for you, and we wish many, many more. Your gifts have made room for you, but thank you for sharing your gifts with the world.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're
Thank
amazing.
you.
You are Dr. Sujay.
Hey,
amazing.
say it again.
You are amazing,
Thank
and I
you.
can't wait to come on your show again. It's a true honor to be here, and I hope that you have me back again. Because I promise
hope
you,
you'll
I'll make
come
you that
back.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'll make you crabs anytime you like
You have
it.
to come in the door with it, though.
Oh,
Okay?
get out the way. I got some hot crabs. Come
Okay,
on.
sounds good. And thank you for joining us.